Hey everyone, Ryan here. Welcome back to the Solar Paddle Collective, where we rise together through shared light. Um, this is really early. It's about 6:30 my time. I'm at work right now. But yeah, so a few things that have kind of been rattling my brain. This is pretty much going to be like a philosophical and kind of more introductory, because I only did a short one yesterday. But yeah, so a few things have been on my mind lately. Mainly the idea of destiny. And it's weird because like I said in the intro video, that I before about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was not really spiritual. Like I had an understanding. I wasn't an atheist. I was agnostic. I I was open to the concept of a higher intelligence, but not one all-powerful God. And quite frankly, organized religion, still to this day, makes no sense to me. It makes no sense because, one, what a heavy burden to put on somebody, to put on a spirit, to say you are born with sin. And then you have to think, what is sin? Well, sin, as we know, like greed, wrath, gluttony, sloth, vengeance, all of those, they're emotions put to the extreme. They're vibrations put to the extreme. Because like sloth, in terms of vibrations, because you want to raise yourself to a higher vibration, and so if you think of sloth would essentially be the lowest form of vibration that you could have, right? But that has been on my mind. So it's like, what is sin? Well, sin is just emotions to the extreme. Like wrath is anger and rage and sorrow to the extreme. And it's not just one emotion. Wrath is not just wrath. It's not just anger. It's not just rage. It's a plethora of emotions that have jumbled together and created this big expression, this big vibration of, well, this big low vibration, right? So to put that burden on a spirit, the moment they come into this reality, the moment they come into a 3D reality, that's a lot. That is a lot. And if you think about it, if we, like, being a being of light, we come into this reality to experience life, to experience time. So to come from a dimension of timelessness and essentially having no sin, no burden, into this reality to immediately have sin, to immediately have burden, doesn't make sense. That just doesn't make sense to me. And that thought, like thinking about that, got me into a very big rabbit hole when I was meditating. Because if you think about this for a second, what if it isn't you are born with sin? What if it's when you are born and you have, like, your body as a baby has that emotional expression, that scream, that because it's fear. It's not just so your lungs can be cleared. Like when like a doctor slaps you on the butt or pinches like the bottom of your foot to make you scream so they know that your lungs are developed enough. But in them doing that, what if in them doing that they cause you to emit a vibration of trauma? And then we didn't really notice anything coming from it until birth rates began to increase exponentially. And then it was hundreds, thousands of babies being born on the same day, screaming out with a vibration of trauma. And that molded this layer of low vibration that essentially we are born into a trap. It's weird to think about that, because then what else? What else? And what if organized religion was just a means for us to have these ideas, these hidden things, survive time and destruction? And because we knew we were such a volatile species, that we knew we were capable of so much damage, that to protect the way, to essentially protect the way to raise our vibration would be to have an organized religion that is big enough and is accepted enough that the mysteries and essentially the way is hidden in that text. Like, what if the Holy Bible is just a means to keep the information that we wanted to survive hidden and protected? And that's why the Crusades happened. Or did the Crusades happen? There's so much history on top of history right now that, like, what if they didn't happen? How do we know the Dark Ages happened? We have a history, but how do we know that's the real history? How do we know anything about our past is real? Well, we have artifacts from it. We have found artifacts from it. Okay. But just because we find an artifact, just because we find a painting, just because we find writing, doesn't necessarily mean that's the real history. So yeah, it's a lot to think about. Like, I don't have enough time, because I probably should get to work, but I don't have enough time to philosophize. I think that's the word. Philosophize about it, but also at the same time, like, it is just in my brain because it opens so many doors. And that's kind of like the philosophy aspect that I want to kind of do with this channel, is because there's so much to think about, and there's so much that has been opened to me because the spiritual aspect of my life has been awakened so brightly that it's like I can't get enough information into me, kind of a thing. Like I feel so hungry for information. I feel like I just need to digest all the information that I can on the spiritual experience. Like I said, I do want to go into tarot, but I know I can't just buy a tarot deck on Amazon. I can't. I mean, I could, but I need to actually go to stores that have tarot cards and everything, and I need to pick out a deck that resonates. Like, and a lot of choices and decisions I'm making now are based on, does it resonate with me? And I do that because I like I said, I watch YouTube videos of tarot, like collective tarot readings and things like that. I definitely want to get personal tarot readings, like in-person tarot readings of me and everything, because there have been synchronicities that have been absolutely crazy. But to beat the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, because once you start watching the same stuff, like kind of the same stuff over and over again, the algorithm starts feeding you that stuff. So like if I'm watching, hey, this is tarot that will give you abundance and wealth, like you're going to find out abundance and wealth, things like abundance and wealth reading, or you've been activated reading, or love's coming your way reading. Like if you start watching enough of those in succession, the algorithm starts feeding you just that. So I try to keep what I view as random as possible by going with what resonates with me. So like I'll refresh my home page for YouTube like a few times without looking. Like I'm meditating while I'm pushing F5 to refresh. And then when it feels like it's a good time to stop, I stop. And then I start, like I put my cursor over each video and I let it run for a little bit, and then I see if it resonates with me. And what I mean if I'm seeing if it resonates with me, because like what I mean when I say that is there is a physical feeling that I get, and how you perceive resonance is unique to you. For me, and this only happened this year. And oddly enough, about a month before my birthday. But how I know what resonates with me is I start to feel it in my head. And it is around the third eye, but it's so much more. So when I start to feel something that resonates with me, I feel it around the third eye, but then it branches this way, and it starts going over my brows, and then it comes down the sides, and it literally splits, and it comes around my ear on both sides. And it quite honestly feels like I'm wearing a helmet or a crown. That's how I know something is resonating with me. That's what I feel. And I feel it every time without fail. So that's how I find the videos that resonate with me. And they have been vastly different. And like with that, like all the videos that they say, take only what resonates with you, leave what doesn't. And you have to do that with every tarot reading. Because if you think about it, and you'll see more often than not, people are doing timeless readings where they just post a reading on YouTube, and then if it resonates with you and you watch it, at that time, it could have been recorded years, months, days ago. And if you clicked on it on this day, at this time, because it resonated with you, that reading is for your energy at that time. And that's what I plan to do with like my collective readings. They're all pretty much going to be timeless because the way I perceive how tarot works, and like I said, I'm very much an alkali. I'm very much new to the whole thing. I've had tarot, like I've seen tarot readings in the past and stuff like that. Didn't really believe in it, but I do now. But the way I perceive how tarot works is the same way that we are now saying that quantum entanglement works. Tarot and quantum entanglement, I would say, are probably relatively the same thing. And with quantum entanglement, time and space don't matter. What happens to one thing, it could be billions of light years away. And if the two particles are connected, what happens to one instantaneously happens to the other. That's quantum entanglement. And so I accidentally cut out of the camera. And so I believe tarot is the same way. I believe tarot is a form of quantum entanglement, and like whatever card falls out is the card you're supposed to have and everything, but it's timeless. It's always timeless. It's always timeless. Like, think about that for a second. It's always timeless. So there could have been videos recorded years ago. If it resonates with you and you watch it, there's something in there for you. And I feel that way. And the reason why I feel that way is because how I've been watching tarot videos is going with what resonates with me. Like, not worried about the title, not worried about the algorithm, not worried about how the pretty thumbnail looks. Just, does it resonate with me? And it has been scarily accurate. The videos that I've been watching have been scarily accurate. And I've watched hundreds of videos. And there is something that there has been an overshadowing, not shadowing, but there has been an umbrella theme where, like, the tarots that I've been watching, yes, like, you're coming into a time of abundance, you're coming into a time of abundance, you're coming into a time of wealth and everything. And yes, that can mean a lot of things: abundance and love, wealth, etc. But one of the big things is I've been seeing a lot of tarot where, like, an ancient soul, an ancient being is trying to contact you, an ancient soul is trying to guide you, things like that. And then one day I saw a tarot reading where they essentially found out that Ra, the sun god, has been reborn. And then as they continue with the tarot, it was like, you are Ra, the sun god. And I cannot tell you how much has resonated with me and how much hasn't resonated with me through all the tarot readings that I've had, or that I've seen, that I've witnessed. But that one statement, it was like I got hit with a truck. It literally was like I got hit with a truck. It was all of a sudden there was ringing in both my ears. Like, I felt dizzy. It was crazy. And like that sensation that I tell you that I feel now without fail, like when I heard that statement, it was like boom, all at once. Because normally it grows and I feel it. But no, when I heard that, it was like bam, there was something on my head. And so yeah, that was like the biggest resonation that I've ever felt. And to this day, it's the biggest resonation that I've ever felt. And I've heard 6 other tarot readings out of the hundreds that I've watched reference Ra, the sun god. And the reason why I bring that up, and the reason why I'm so excited about that, is not because, oh my god, I'm Ra, the sun god. I mean, is that true? I don't know. If it is, yeah, that's awesome and scary at the same time. Because Ra is a big fucking deal. But the reason why, like, I smile that, oh, it was like somebody said, you're Ra the sun god, or Ra the sun god's reborn, is because I've had so much connection with the sun in general throughout my life. And I know, I mean, look at my complexion, I'm so bronzed. But no, I've always had a fascination with the stars and with the sun specifically. Like, I bought, when I was younger, we went to like the Renaissance Festival, and there was a pendant that had a sun, and it pulled me, and I bought it. I used to be a broadcaster. I used to be a video game streamer on Twitch. My handle for video games to this day still is Sun Guardian. I've always been fascinated with Egyptian culture, with Egyptian deities, with Ra, Horus, Isis, like you name it. Anubis. I've always felt a connection to Anubis as well, with Thoth. And yeah, it's been crazy. And those readings, like, they've said things that like line up very specifically with what's been going on in my life at that time. So yeah, it's been insane. It's been insane. And so my mind is so open to that idea now. And I've accepted that, like, yes, we are spiritual beings. We are essentially beings of light controlling a meat suit. if you want to think of it that way. Because if you really think about it, you are not this. You are not your body. You are this. And not only that, maybe you're not even this. Maybe this whole body, and this brain included, is just an antenna. And you are controlling your body wirelessly. You are a consciousness connecting to a body. And your spirit, your energy, your vibration is how you stay connected to it. There's so much. There's so much that I want to learn. There's so much that I'm going to learn. And quite frankly, like this is an amazing, this is going to be an amazing experience. I feel in my being that this is my calling. Not just the philosophy aspect. I can't wait to get into tarot reading. I can't wait to find a deck that resonates with me. I can't wait to find sound bowls that resonate with me. Crystals, more crystals, specific crystals that resonate. I can't wait. I can't wait because there's so much about energy and spirit that is just not hidden, but misunderstood and not misdirected, but misaligned with what it actually is. That's what I feel. I feel like it's very, like, a lot of the information is misaligned with what it actually is. And a lot of the information is there to misdirect you or to serve a purpose to elicit a response from you instead of what it's actually for. So take that how you want. If anything that I said resonates with you, think on it, philosophize it, whatever. If not, hey, that's okay. That's why we're here. Information is just information. It's how you use it that makes it what it is. Like, I can tell you a bunch of numbers, and they're just numbers until you line it up into an equation. So, yeah, the information is just the information. These are all just like my opinions, my philosophies, my theories. None of it is fact. None of it is fact. And if you dislike me talking about organized religion or anything, then thank you for tuning in. And I am sorry that that does not resonate with you. But for those that stick around, those that seem to be coming back, thank you so much. I very much appreciate any and all of you, because we're all in this together. No matter which way you slice it, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, we're all in this together. So yeah. So let's raise each other. Let's stop dragging each other down. Let's bring each other up. Thank you so very much. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, hit that bell so you get notifications. And I'll see you next time in the Solar Pedal Collective. Have a good one.